Hello and welcome to the final part of the actual playthrough of the levels for Sonic Robo Blast 2. We're going to be hitting up the final zone, which is Egg Rock, and it is hard as balls. Also, I have to get emerald tokens so I can try and get that last Chaos Emerald, which is going to be a pain, which means I have to go this path, which is the shorter but more difficult path. But luckily I know how to do this because I have a friend that is very good at this video game that has taught me all the tricks of the trade. So, if you're watching this on, hello and thank you. But if you're not watching this, which you probably aren't, never mind. Anyway, this room is kind of... oh dear. Ooh, that was very, very close. Basically, the way you're supposed to do that room is the lasers go up and down and you straight in between them. But because it's pretty much a straight line, you can just go nope and take damage to get through faster. Now, this room, whenever you jump, the gravity switches. So you can't jump over... oh, yeah, well, for example, like that. You have to jump while you're underneath the conveyor belt. Or that happens, basically. Presumably, if you jump while you're underneath the crusher, you will land on the crusher. And then either get smashed or won't be able to get to anywhere else in time safely. So, this section is... it's easy if you just need to make sure you're always under a conveyor when you jump. But as they move, obviously, things can be a little difficult to judge sometimes, especially as you're also upside down for half the room. There's also a emerald token over here, which I'll grab. I think there is more than one in this stage. There's one supposed to be at the end, but for some reason it doesn't spawn for me like two of the ones in Deep Sea. So I obviously can't get that one. What I can do though is, I can get that one obviously, and I think there is one more, but it's eluding me. I know there is one in the next act that I definitely know of, possibly two. Again, there's supposed to be one at the end of Egg Rock 2 that doesn't spawn for me, so I can't get that either. But we'll just see how many I get and whether or not I can do it. Hopefully the answer to that question is yes, because it will be silly, and I hate that 7th special stage, and it would be nice if I could get it all. This is technically the last zone, I think. The game jumps from Zone 6 to Zone 8 or 9, whatever this is, so the difficulty level goes quite up. And here we have two different paths, well, three. Down there is Knuckles' path, because he can't jump up. Sonic obviously can't go up either of the sides here, or on the left, because that's Tails' path, so we have to do this path, which is Sonic's path. And whenever you pass through one of those red and black stripe floor sections, it triggers a crusher, so you have to be extremely fast to get through. And it is a bit tricky, because if you snag on the wall with a jump or a thock, then you are going to die pretty much. Once you... oh dear, I'm good now. I snagged in the final hallway, so I got crushed. Normally if you can make it to the final hallway, you're basically clear, but alas, it was not the case on this time. Hopefully I won't lose too many lives here though, because the final boss is actually quite difficult, and I would like to keep as many of them as possible for that. There we go, that's much more like it. Now then, I think I might be taking my first trip into space soon. Space in SRB2, Sonic can't breathe in space like you can in certain other titles. He begins to die very quickly, and you have 5 seconds to either get out of the section or find out. I lied, actually I have to do this upside down jumping section first. You do definitely go out into space in this act, and a fair bit in Act 2. It's not as difficult. The problem with space in this zone is it's really difficult initially when you're not really sure what you're doing, but once you actually sort of know where to go, once you're out there, it's not a problem in the slightest. I read a thing about this zone, which says that it plays a lot like a Mega Man level as opposed to a Sonic level, and I very much agree in that it's difficult. At first it seems really impossible, and it's more or less trial or error. Once you get the hang of it though, it's still challenging, but it's manageable. This is the end of the act, and it's just a brief stint in the outside in space. It's not too difficult. You just have to launch up and then jump up these girders. Sonic can actually jump up them 2 at a time because of his jump heights. Tails can obviously fly. Knuckles has a bit of a hard time because he has to jump up each girder individually, and so you have to be very, very quick with Knuckles, but it's doable. Right then, let's do this, you awful special stage. Obviously I don't need to tell you the aim is here or how it works, because this is sort of like the, I don't know, something like the 400th time I've done it so far in this LP. Hopefully this will be the last time. Although, to be brutally honest, being super in Egg Rock 2 won't really help me that much, because there are some tricky platforming parts that I'm very used to with Sonic's physics, and probably not so much with Super Sonic's. Although being invincible would be kind of handy in places. Not so much in sections in space, because I don't think Super Sonic can breathe in space. Right then. Just time for this awful section on the inside, which is just timing your jumps carefully as the platforms move. But it's much, much trickier than it looks, because the margin for error is very, very, very small. And some of the jumps are... Oh no, too early. I was very close though. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to try for the Emerald Token in Egg Rock 2. There's at least one that I know of. Although, what this means is I will get Super Sonic and then you will never see me use it. Because, obviously there aren't enough rings in Egg Rock 3, it's the final level. But I will be doing a couple of extra videos afterwards anyway, as in I intend to go to one of the bonus levels that I know where it is, which requires all emeralds. However, failing everything, I already have another file with all emeralds unlocked where I didn't suck at the special stage 7 over and over and over. So I can use a different file if I continually suck at it. But ideally, I would like to actually get it on this file as well. Alright. What I did there was I jumped over that floor because it triggers a force field to lock down on me, and I have to kill badness to get out, and I don't really feel like doing it. Brief stint into space here. This part is actually very tricky at first when you don't know where you're going, but obviously once you do, you just sort of steer around the corner, and that's pretty much it. Again, as I said in the first act, this is the problem with the space sections, in that if you don't know what you're doing, they're really, really tricky and awkward, but as soon as you do, it's not a problem really. Nice section here, modelled on Final Egg from Sonic Advance. Sonic Advance? Sonic Adventure 1 even. Also, these are the worst robots in the whole game, I hate them so much. They just fly around and shoot at you. Actually, I can't remember, those might be the ones that bomb you. I think it's the brown version of them that shoots. Either way, they're dreadful things and I hate them. Let's see. There is a Chaos Emerald token here, but I'm probably going to die. Oh dear. I am going to die getting it, because it's almost impossible to get to it and get back safely. There's actually an extra life with it, because the level designers realised how utterly ridiculous it was to actually get it, and so gave you an extra life so that, to compensate you doing it. What they really should have done is put a extra exit to this area with it. What they didn't is entirely beyond me, but I got the token, so that gives me a shot at the emerald, which will hopefully be the shot that I need, because I got very close in that last run. I just jumped slightly too early. And then time to do this space section properly. What we're actually supposed to do here is jump over onto this gravity switcher, go upside down and around this corner, through here, and then we go around here into space and around the corner again, and then jump into this pipe, which throws us back to a section we already went through, but this door is now open. That's where the checkpoint is. Now we go down here into a new section, which has the green water which kills you on contact, and also turrets that shoot at you, so you have to be fast, or you get shot and knocked into the green water, which is less than pleasant. It's a simple section as long as you have some speed and momentum to get around. Most of this level is actually fairly simple compared to how tricky the path in Egg Rock 1 is if you're new to it. It's just this level is much, much longer. Again, a fun thing about this level is if you played in net play, you can complete it much, much faster, because obviously in the section in space then you only need one person to go around to open the door, and you also only need one person to unlock this, to do this section and unlock the elevator. Also the goal is easier to reach in multiplayer. The level is edited slightly so that you can skip the mini-boss because it will break with more than one person in it, and you just sort of teleport right to the end after one section. I do the mini-boss, but I will be taking a slight detour at the very end of the level so that I can go to the secret exit, because it is fun. there's no real incentive for me to do it, because the Chaos Emerald token that should be there that I'd like isn't, for whatever reason. So I just like doing it because it's fun. I was about to say those are probably going to hit me. Never mind. Again, another simple conveyor section. There's a tricky part coming up if it's the place I believe it is. I've genuinely never been so slow in that section. I've heard so stories before. Is this the part that I think it is? I believe so, yeah. This is a tricky part, especially in net play, because the rings don't respawn, but there is a giant fan on the wall here that is going to push me, and I have to do some platforming and bomb weaving and other such things. Generally speaking, the bombs is kind of the hardest part in net play, because there are so many of them you don't have rings. For me, the hardest part is the part at the end, because I suck at steering Sonic while he's sliding around like an idiot. This section confuses the hell out of me. If I remember rightly, it's right, left, and then right again. Oh, there we go, made it. Hopefully there will be a checkpoint right here so I can not have to do it. Oh, actually, I tell a lie, I know where there's a Chaos Emerald token. I knew there was one coming up that I'd forgotten. All I have to do is jump over this, and 3 tokens, so I get 2 shots of that emerald. Right then, back down here. And we get to a new section which is very, very heavily Mega Man influenced. All of these platforms, they move in a sequence and they appear and disappear. It's fairly tricky. For Knuckles or Tails, you can just cling to the walls and fly around, but obviously Sonic has to do these platforms properly. As you can see as well, all the platforms gradually get smaller and smaller, and now they are getting very, very, oh dear. The platforms get smaller and smaller until you get near the end, and then they start getting incredibly thin and small. This is probably the trickiest bit of platforming in the level, by far. It doesn't help that if there's an enemy in the room, that if you just jump for the platforms without killing it, will fuck you up, as it were. You also have to be fairly fast. You can't afford to really take your time to line up jumps, because the platforms behind you will disappear. Getting close. And made it through. There we go. Button is hit, and into the next section. Getting fairly close to the end now, I believe. Oh, there were some bombs there that were chasing me and would have blown up, but I was fast enough to avoid them. Now we go into this tunnel, and now we are shrunk down to mini size so that we can go into this vent through here. There's a bit of a throwback to Metallic Madness in particular, which is on Sonic CD, which is an excellent video game. We'll do some quick jumps through. Oh Christ! I must say, do some quick jumps through Robotnik's pipes that for some reason are filled with tiny turrets and bombs. His engineering feats know no bounds, apparently. Oh no, I have to do this section again now. Bugger. I forgot that there wasn't a checkpoint yet. Alright, well, let's do it like I did last time and not fuck it up. And then not die accidentally in the shrink section. I believe the shrink section is the last part before I have to go to the mini-boss, and that's pretty much the end of the level. Oh no. I'm sensing a theme here. Hopefully I'm not going to bleed all my lives away, because I would like to have some for the final boss, because it's a bit difficult. I can't hit this stupid bad Nick. There we go. Oh, nearly killed myself. I've just got to wait for the platforms now. Oh, go away, silly bird. Right then. Basically, if you can make it to that corner, you're kind of safe, because after that, although the platforms are very, very thin, the actual gap between them is very easy to judge. It's when they're going from being when they're converting from being squares to rectangles in a straight line, that it's actually difficult really to judge. And then this time, let's not die and go through this section to the checkpoint. Or I'll be honest, I could have swore there was a checkpoint in this room, but apparently not. Right then. Back into the tiny tunnels, into the bizarrely staffed tiny turrets area. Well, they're not tiny turrets, but I don't quite understand why they're here in this tiny vent that no one would be able to get into otherwise. Sonic is an interesting man, to say the least. More awful badniks. Rings would be kind of handy. I guess I will actually... Oh, well, maybe I can't kill them, I'm not sure. Oh, apparently I can, yes. Could really do with having that ring back. I'm really not liking this now. Oh, for God's sake. I should just wait for him, I think. There we go, thank God for that. Actually, you have to be very careful in this room as well, because it's full of Eggman monitors. And obviously touching them will cause me to take damage and die at the moment, because I have no rings, which is great. Right, here we go, into the last section. Right, what we have to do here is it's a pair of gears that will crush me if I try to run through, but there is a broken gear that you can move between. Now, just got to get over this pit and into this tunnel. There's a teleporter to the end of the level here in NetPlay, so that you can skip this part because it doesn't work very well with 2 people or more. This is just a it's just a flying battery mini boss from Act 2. Not much to say about it really. It's very, very simple. Because I think this is the first time we actually go 2D in SRB2. Certain other mods and level packs make better use of the 2D. I don't remember if the Mystic Realm has any 2D sections in it. Tortured Planet definitely does. And most of them are quite well. It sort of flips in and out like Generations and Unleashed. Generations modern levels and then Unleashed 360 and PS3. Although I think the Wii version might as well, I don't really know, I've not played that. But this is normally, if you were going to the end of the level, you'd stand on that and it would teleport you to the end. But I'm not doing that because behind here is a secret. I'm going to land myself in the secret room now. Here we go. Excellent secret hidden disco room. Which also has 2 lives in it and a checkpoint. So if you die, you can technically farm lives here. But hopefully I'm not going to die. At least too much. This part is a bit tricky. Basically there's just a large collection of badniks in here. And they're all annoying. When you kill them all, the door opens. And opens Robotnik's secret disco room, which is where he's hanging out. And a bunch of these arseholes, which are like the green versions, but they have guns rather than shooting bombs. Now, where I want to be is... I want to avoid Robotnik, and preferably not hit him, because I will bounce off him, and that's bad. I can afford a hit there, though. What I want to do is get up here, where I am mostly safe. There should be a Chaos Emerald token here, but there isn't, for whatever reason. Now, the way Robotnik works that I've explained before is he flies away until he hits the nearest wall, which is kind of annoying on here because it's going to be difficult for me to be able to safely get him against the wall to keep hitting him. Oh, for example there, he just kind of glided along the ceiling all the way instead of actually hitting the wall that I was trying to point him towards. Which is a shame, but I guess I'll have to just wait for him now. One bonus to that is while he's on the ceiling, he won't actually shoot lasers at me because he just doesn't. But as soon as he starts to fly down, he'll start shooting lasers again. See if I can... Ah, here we go. That's much more like it. And that's that. That is the secret exit to Egg Rock 2. There's normally a, obviously there's a capsule that comes up, but that green water would have insta-killed me, but you're invincible because I've completed the level, so I rolled in it. Right, last shot at this bloody thing. Well, last 2 shots. Oh, great fucking start to it. 1 shot at it then. If not, then I guess it was not my destiny to get all the emeralds on this save file, and I'll be showing off other things using the other save where I wasn't shit at this one. special stage is legitimately really hard. This is, the thing is, it doesn't necessarily feel cheap, because although it's just over a massive pit and one cock-up kills you, it's actually challenging, rather than, I mean, like, the timing for it isn't absolutely split-second perfect. It's close, but it isn't quite. It's nothing like some of the shit you'll see in Mystic Realm, which is pretty horrid in places. But more on that soon, I guess, actually, as I'm very near the end of this. Right then, just got the indoor section to go. And I got plenty of time. Right, I don't want to rush myself, so I can afford to wait. I've got plenty of time left on the clock to make it halfway around. Right, here we go. Couple more jumps. There's the middle. Yes, got it! On the last attempt in the entire run possible. Fantastic. Whew! Now I can be supersonic, which is utterly useless to me because I have squandered all chances to be it.